Sa BICOL,
Idol.
Virtual Radio Tour.
Hi mga idol! Ako ang inyong virtual radio tour guide for today's video. At iyan, magtutour guide tayo ngayon sa loob ng station. Andito tayo ngayon sa lobby o ang receiving area ng Idol FM Legazpi. Kapag may mga bisita, kadalasan nandito sila nag-uusap-usap at dito nagkakaroon ng meeting. At ito naman ang maliit at cute na opisina ni Boss Robert Uy Palangka, our boss, RUP. And the next area will be the newsroom. And nasa second floor siya ng station. And now finally, nasa newsroom na tayo. This is what newsroom looks like. Kaway naman kayo guys! And here's the recording room of our station. This is the place where we record and edit voiceovers. So as you can see, there is a microphone, a console, and a computer. Microphone, of course, para yan sa pag-record ng audio. Next is the console. Console is like a control board with different buttons and switches. And ito ang nagmamando sa microphones, volume, cue, and so on.
At ngayon, pupunta tayo sa radio booth kung saan nagaganap ang live broadcast ng 89.1 Idol FM. This is what it looks like. The radio booth meron ditong microphones, computers and screens and console. Pero ngayon, ang console ay di na lang para sa volume, cue, playing and etc. but also for the control if your voice will be broadcast or not.
That's it for today's video mga ka-idol. Bye-bye! Hello everyone! Hello sa lahat ng members ng Youths for Language and Literature. Also, I just want to thank Ma'am Honey for inviting me as one of these speakers for today's webinar. Ayan, kumusta naman yung panonood ng mini vlog ni Ate Leslie? Joke, let me call it as a virtual radio tour. So as you can see in the video, there is the lobby, the newsroom, the recording room, and the radio booth. Before I answer some of your questions, let me share a short backstory of how I became a broadcasting student. Paano nga ba si Ate Leslie nag-decide na kunin ang kursong broadcasting? And it started when I was in high school because I am part of the publication organization or publication team in my high school. And when I was in grade 7 and grade 8, I am a feature writer. And then, in my 9th and 10th grade, I am a news writer in English category. And then, in my senior high school days, I became a part of the broadcasting team. So in short, itong high school journey ko talaga yung bumuhay sa kagustuhan kong magsulat at magbalita. And that became the drive force for me to take up broadcasting. So ayan, I am ready for Q&A. Q&A, yeah, for your questions. Okay, what are the things we need to do if we want to be a broadcaster or a journalist like you? Ayan. For you to become a real journalist or broadcaster. We're talking about real journalist or broadcaster here, you know. Kasi sa panahon ngayon, marami ng broadcaster or journalist ko na where in fact they are vloggers. But don't get me wrong, hindi ko minamaliit yung mga vloggers. But you know, we have this thing that we are calling real journalists and broadcasters or media practitioners. They are the ones accredited by KBP or Kapisanan ng mga Broadcasters ng Pilipinas, or they are part of any legit and reliable media outlet. But if you really want to be a journalist or broadcaster, first things first is you should start right now. What I'm talking about is you should take small steps to become a journalist or a broadcaster. And that means you should start reading newspapers, reading news articles, or watching and listening to news reports, or be part of the school's publication. Kasi kapag namulat ka na sa mga balita, doon mo marirealize kung gusto mo ba talaga yung ganitong profession someday. Kasi to be honest, unang-una pa lang talaga sinabi na kami ng department head namin, si Sir Anacito de Matera. Hello, Sir Seth. So, ayun. Una pa lang, hindi naman niya kami tinatakot or dinidiscourage or sinasabihang mag-shift ka na, baka nasa maling kurso ka. But yeah, una pa lang sinabihan na kami na kapag broadcaster ka, kapag nasa media ka, posible kang makulong. And dun sa kulong na yun is yung commonly na sinasampa sa mga broadcaster and sa mga journalists is yung libel. But of course, yeah, masyado pang mahaba yung usapan ng libel. Pero bihira lang naman nagpo-prospect din yung libel sa ating mga broadcaster as long as meron kang resibo and posible kang mamatay. Actually, nakakalungkot rin, no? That some of the journalists and broadcasters are receiving death threats because of their jobs. Where in fact, they are just delivering news and they are just delivering facts. But you know, that's really the sad reality here. So siguro if you want to be a broadcaster and journalist, you have to brace yourself and embrace this reality. Handa ka na ba? Another pala with the engagement with the news and public affairs. And then, magiging part ng school's publication. So if you really want to become a journalist and broadcaster someday, you should learn how to fact check. So, syempre, yung mga edad nyo ngayon, ito yung mga edad na masyadong babad sa social media, and nag-Facebook, nag-YouTube, nag-TikTok. If you really want to be a journalist or a broadcaster, please, study how to verify information you are reading online. Ulitin ko lang ha, how to become a journalist and broadcaster. First is make a small steps. Do yourself a favor, magbasa, mag-engage sa school's publication, and matutong mag-verify. And then if you really want to become a journalist and broadcaster, do it. Kumuha ka ng kursong BA Journalism or BA Broadcasting. Next question is, how can we improve our speaking skills? You know, to be honest, I am not yet a good speaker. I am still practicing my English. But if you want to improve your speaking skills right now, you should start reading books, anything. And then, especially dictionary. And if you read something unfamiliar, try to search it online kung paano siya basahin, kung paano siya bigkasin. And then, every time you found something unfamiliar words, try to use it in a sentence. Kapag paulit-ulit mo siyang ginagawa, kapag naging routine mo na siya, makikita mo yung improvements sa vocabulary mo. Number 3 question is, how can we improve our news writing skills? If you listen to my answer to the first question, doon mo makikita yung unang tip, which is the engagement to the news and public affairs, reading news articles, or listening and watching news reports. Because aside from the basic format of a news article, which is the inverted triangle and the 5 W's and 1 H, is the additional question. In the 5 W's and 1 H, it is the so what. Ay sabi sa amin, hindi lahat ng information ay newsworthy. Hindi lahat ng balita ay kabali-balita. You should always ask yourself, so what? What is the importance or what is the significance of this information? Kailangan ba siyang malaman ng publiko or hindi? But how to improve your news writing depends on you. What I am talking about is, depende sa kung gaano mo gustong matuto. Because improving one's news writing skills requires a lot of time, a lot of reading, and a lot of practicing. Okay, number 4 question, the difference between news writing and essay writing or creative writing. Malaki yung pinagkaiba ng tatlo. News writing, it must be simple, concise, and direct. Sa essay writing kasi meron tayong 3 parts eh. The introduction, the body, and the conclusion. And sa creative writing naman, usually it is free writing. It depends on what type of creative writing you are doing. Is it prose, is it poetry, or whatever. But sa news kasi, it has a specific format. While sa essay writing naman, commonly the introduction gives a hint or the overview about the discussion. And sa body naman nandito yung mga supporting details and all para palakasin yung claims mo. And then followed by the conclusion. And then sa creative writing naman, malaki yung pinagkaiba niya sa news writing. Kasi kung yung news, concise, direct, yung creative writing naman, it's okay if magpaligoy-ligoy ka, it's okay if you use flowery and imaginative words. The more you use flowery words, idioms, and figure of speech, the more it became beautiful. Okay, number 5 is, how can you overcome shyness or fear in public speaking? I think the best solution is to improve your confidence first. Kasi kapag confident ka, kahit may mga konting errors, kaya mong pagmukhaing natural lang yan. And every morning, try this routine, no? Give yourself a compliment every morning. Haharap ka sa salamin. Kung ano yung gusto mong ma-earn, for example, gusto mong magandahan ka sa sarili mo, every morning tumingin ka sa salamin and sabihan mo 3 beses yung sarili mo. Maganda ako. Maganda ako. Maganda ako. And then, kapag pinagpatuloy mo yan, yung mindset mo talaga mag-iiba. Kasi kapag naniwala kang maganda ka, kahit sabihin ng iba na hindi ka maganda, hindi mo na yun papansinin. Likewise, kapag pinaktis mo yung sarili mo, na nagsasalita ka sa harap ng salamin, iisipin mo na kapag nasa public ka and mag-speech ka, kausap mo lang yung salamin. But another thing, para mawala yung shyness. Commonly kasi na naririnig ko talaga, nahihiya silang magsalita kasi natatakot silang magkamali. Pero kapag inisip mo na tao ka lang, natural lang nagkakamali, at hindi lang ikaw yung taong nagkakamali, magkakaroon ka ng confidence na magsalita. And kung magkamali ka man, it's okay to correct yourself. Especially, for example, sa broadcast. One thing that I have learned is, especially during the live broadcast, kapag nag-anchor kami, and then, on the spot yung news na dumadating, maraming mga jargon words or international names, international name of places, it's really natural na magkamali ka. And sa mga beginner naman, para hindi kayo mahiya or matakot na magsalita, ganito yung isipin nyo, hindi pa ako magaling, pero hindi ibig sabihin na hindi na ako gagaling. Number 6 question is it hard to balance your career as a radio broadcaster and as a student? Actually, me being a radio broadcaster is still part of my responsibility as a student because it is my job as an intern. But what makes it difficult sometimes is my other responsibilities, such as my affiliations, organizations, because I am part of the National Union of Journalists in the Philippines. I am a volunteer, researcher, and a writer. Also, I am part of the College Student Council in BICOL University College of Arts and Letters. So sometimes my schedule is a bit complicated, but time management is still the key. 7th question is, what advice can I give to you, especially to the students who would like to or planning to take up broadcasting or journalism? The advice that I can give to you is, linisin mo yung timeline mo. No, what I mean is, fact check now. Begin it with yourself. Kasi kung marunong ka mag-fact check, kung tama ba yung mga information na nakalagay sa mga sinishare mo, eventually madadala mo yan pag college mo. And sa journalism and broadcasting, dito kailangan na laging verified yung information na ilalagay mo sa mga essays mo. Kailangan tama yung citation mo. Kapag marunong ka mag-fact check, marunong ka mag-verify. Kapag hindi pala yung naibabalita mo, makakaiwas ka sa libel. Pag tama ang ibinabalita mo, nakakatulong ka sa tao. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much for listening. I hope hindi ko naman kayo na-discourage na kumuha ng broadcasting program. Hindi, masaya dito for sure. I hope naka-encourage pa ka instead. So, sana isa sa mga nakikinig sa inyo ngayon ay naging future kabrodkada. Thank you so much. God bless.